How long have you been collecting? What do you collect? Pulip, Dal, Taeyang, Isu, Yalame, and Blythe. How many dolls do you have?
That many.
Which of your collections are you the most proud of and why? I'm definitely most enamored by my Blythes. I feel that the artistry that went into making them and everything about them just surpasses anything else I've ever had in my life. Which single doll cost you the most money? Which doll line is your favorite to collect and why?
I think that I've taken the most liberty in collecting dolls. And I've tried to figure out why that is. I think I can relate to them more. They inspire me more in terms of taking them on adventures and even photographing them to make characters out of them. And I also think there's something about them being a little bit smaller that made me feel less guilty about getting a bunch of them.
What made you want to collect dolls?
Even as an adult, my mom said, "What would you like for Christmas?" And I said, "I would like the animator collection, Anna and Elsa." And when I got them, I decided to start trying to make clothes for them. Here I've made this little crochet dress, and I also made this simple little dress. And in trying to get ideas for clothes to make for them, I started looking at photos on Pinterest, and that's when I saw pull-ups for the first time. When I bought my first pull-up, I thought she was so expensive and for sure she was going to be the only one. But then of course there had to be the next one because I wanted to see what it was like to play with different eye chips and wigs. And after that there had to be another one because that character was so interesting, and after that there had to be another one because I wanted a different kind of personality that I could change the eye chips and wigs, and on it went, and suddenly there were many dolls on my shelves.
Which is your most wanted doll right now? Of the upcoming releases, I'm really in love with Pulip Marie. I think she's beautiful. She looks a little more classic in the shape and coloring of her lips, and her face-up is gorgeous, and her costume is over the top, but obviously they've put so much into it. Which of your previously most wanted dolls do you have now?
I could try to come up with a new answer, but it just wouldn't be true. Reese was definitely my grail.
What is the most dolls you've gotten at once?
That would be this grouping. Some of them happened on the exact same day, and a few were spread out over maybe a couple weeks. But this haul came from what is currently known as the Great Tuesday Morning Rush of 2016. It was actually so overwhelming for me that I have not opened Hednar yet. And that doesn't include some that I passed up, some that I gave away, and some that I traded. I traded for a beautiful little onyx back there.
Which is your least favorite doll?
Well, it seems like a terrible thing to say or admit because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt her feelings, but I think I've had the hardest time bonding with Tifona. I actually had bought her as a present for somebody, and as that somebody was not a dog collector, when they visited me, they said she's lonely and she wants to be with the rest of her friends, so she came back to live with me. I absolutely adore her hair, and her stock is gorgeous, but for example, I had to change her eyes. I gave her a much more beautiful green eye chip painted by Almond Doll. Her original green eyes were just so dull and lifeless. But I have trouble with the yellow and peach colors in her face up, and with just how plain her eyebrows are. So it happens that today actually I'm going to be preparing her to ship her out. I'm shipping her to Europe to be customized. I've found a face-up artist that I think can really bring her character to life. She's actually going to stay similar, just pull out a little bit of dimension, maybe carve her nose, mod her lips a little bit, and I don't know, Tifona's natural face-up always kind of looked a little bit dirty to me. But it's just the tones. So this little girl's gonna change.
Which of your dolls has the best story?
These two have such fantastic expression that they just beg to tell a story. Storylines will definitely be more developed with and around them, and that is more to come in the future.
What do you do with your dolls? I take them all kinds of places and do tons of photo shoots. I like to make costumes, I buy patterns, and I sew, and sometimes I make patterns up. I love to crochet. And of course I make tons of videos on my channel. Are there any other collections that you want to start? Of your dolls would you most like to be and why? Right now, honestly, I would love to be this beautiful mermaid. We just haven't made it out to the ocean enough this year, and if there's anything that I could do every day, all day, would be snorkeling. I've never done deep sea diving. I would love to go deep underwater with a tank and just be able to be in that world. I absolutely love the magic of it. Do people know that you collect dolls or toys?
Yes, people definitely know that I collect dolls. I don't tell everybody, but if I'm talking about things that are important to me in my life, and if I'm talking to somebody I trust and that I can talk to, the pull-ups and the Blythes definitely come up as a topic.
Does your family support your collection?
I would say that my mom is probably the most enthusiastic. She's really sweet. She's the one that I share the photographs that I post. I'll send them to her. My dad humors me. My older sister was probably the most unpleasant about it, but that's its own story. And then one of my other sisters, I was actually able to get to join the hobby with me.
What was your first doll or toy collection that you can remember, and do you still have them?
One of the first dolls that I got that really meant something to me was a Burnett Barbie. It was definitely not Princess Jasmine. It was many, many years before Jasmine came onto the scene. But I have brown hair and brown eyes, and it just meant so much to me for there to be a Burnett Barbie. Yes, I do still have her, but she's actually in storage at my mom's house, which is 3,000 miles away. So this happens to be the only Barbie that I currently have, and My mom actually got her as a present for me, and it was on that same idea. So wonderful to have a doll that is of a different ethnicity and different coloring. She's beautiful.
Which doll started each of your collections? Pulip Milk Latte for the Pulips, Dalmaretti for the Dals, a Bait Tayang from eBay, Yalame Blackberry for the Yalames, Annika was my first Blythe, Isul Glen was my first Isul. What is your favorite place to shop for dolls? Definitely Pulip Style has the best prices, best customer service, and I always know I'm gonna get a doll in good condition.